Video feeds. Yes, Vishwa, Dhanur, both of you also. So let's close our eyes for exactly 2 minutes. Okay, one, two, three. Very good. All right, let's begin. Can someone recollect? What is it that we saw last? Anything? Or was it too long ago? Yes, anybody? Yes, Reni or Dhanur or Vishwa. Yeah?
So last class we had learned that you can always conduct experiments even if they fail.
You can always conduct experiments.
Even if they fail, I mean if they're bound to fail.
Yeah, but that's like one of the points we discussed. But we don't have to worry about failure. That is what it is important, isn't it? Then we saw about two other points, but I think it was quite a long time back. So you don't have to remember everything, but let's try to brush. We saw about right mental attitude, isn't it? Can you recollect anything about right mental attitude? Something about the children, anything you recollect? Children had gone somewhere, isn't it? Where were they in the last class? The children had, what were they seeing? You recollect anything?
So they were on the rooftop by the house and they were telling about how they consider their teacher a master.
Okay, yeah, right. They were watching the stars and they were recognizing that something beautiful and it how silencing the mind. That is important. How do you silence the mind? By offering it to the master of the universe. That's so simple as that. You keep your mind quiet, silent, and then that is the way for the champion. Because the mind is silent, then it is ready to do a lot of good things. So I just read out the 3 points and we go back into the lesson. Okay? Number one, be sincere, not serious. It is sincerity that pays. So don't ever pretend to be sincere, always be sincere. Number two, detached action brings quietude in oneself, meaning do your actions without any expectation. Dhanur and Vishwa, do you agree? Can you do actions without any expectation?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Why is it good if we can do like this actions? What is the benefit of doing this way?
Sir, I cannot understand.
You cannot understand. So, doing an action without expectation means you are preparing for an exam, but only I have to get this mark, this mark, this mark. I must get this mark. If you prepare like that, is it good to prepare like that? Can you learn?
No, sir.
Why you cannot learn? Mind becomes disturbed, no?
Yes, sir.
You get worried, you get anxiety. Will I get good marks or will I not? Then for 15 minutes you think, yes, I am going to get full mark. Then suddenly after 15 minutes, what if I make this mistake? Or what if I get one question wrong? What if I make a careless mistake which I don't know? All these are unnecessary worries, no? So for that, do your action without worrying. As how Reni shared to us, isn't it? Some experiments fail, but it's okay. You learn and you grow. So that is why you should do without expectation. It's important, but it can be done. Next point. Life is simple. Desires, hate, and lust make it complicated. Life is very simple actually. Only when you have lots of desire, or if you have hatred, or you have lust, one of the three, life becomes complicated. You should see in our near our unit, no, there's a village. Children don't even have toys. Without toys, they are playing, enjoying, having a wonderful time. Why? Because it's simple. They make their own toys, they make their own stories. But otherwise, some children, they are always like, I must get this branded toy only. Then only I will get happy. But even after the toy comes, happiness does not come. They're still worried, why am I not happy? So that is one thing. Now we are ready to enter into what is chapter 13. This time, what did the teacher do? The teacher brought all the students to their least favorite place, classroom. So they have come back to the classroom. The teacher says, for today's lesson, now let's continue. For today's lesson, the students had assembled in their classroom again. Some of the students had pulled up long faces as they were expecting a lesson outdoor. How many of you like sitting in the classroom? Alone is boring, but with friends it's okay, is it? Yeah, to some extent. But still, if you get a choice, outdoor and indoor, you'll prefer outdoor classes, no? Yes or no? All right, let's continue. So here, that is why all the children are like making a long face. Oh no, classroom today. Why? We were just having so good time. The teacher identifies that the students are a little bit annoyed. So he's catching the mood of the students. The teacher began the lesson. Teacher, he says, Dear friends, today we have gathered here in our usual place that we know very well, our classroom. Do you know why? Because we have to concentrate upon our individual self and personality. Student says, Oh, I thought we were going to visit outside. Why not outside, sir? Teacher says, See, we are going to visit a big and beautiful place, which is not outside, but is inside us. Can somebody explain to me what is the meaning of this? The teacher has said there's a big place inside of us, not outside. Inside us, there's a big place. Where is it? Can anybody guess? It's a challenging question.
Is it within us?
Yeah, within us, we can say maybe in our mind, inside of us. It's huge, isn't it? Say, I say randomly, I'll say a word. I'll say chocolate. What do you think immediately? All your favorite brands start appearing or not? I say swimming. What happens immediately? You go into a swimming pool or you go to the river in your mind, no? You suddenly start visualizing that. Mountains, all these thoughts, this is what mind is. Mind is so fast. Mind can go, no? Does the mind need a visa to travel abroad? No. Without ticket, you can travel everywhere, isn't it? With the mind. Well, it's something like that. So we have a very big place inside of us. You should try to understand. That's what the teacher is hinting. Do you know our individual self is not less than any deep sea, huge mountain range, dense forest, or vast sky? Means the self inside of us is so deep, so vast, so dense. It's unbelievable. The teacher is talking about it. Now you just see that. I met one neurologist. He had got so many degrees after his name. MBBS, PhD, MD, DNB. His name was this much and his degrees were so many. And then when we did some collaboration. So we were discussing certain things. His mind was traveling so many places with such depth about the brain, about neurons, about other aspects. All of this was how it is because that is the capacity. He has worked hard, isn't it? He's worked hard to develop his mind. And that is how it works. So there is something, there's a huge place inside of us. The student immediately replies, "That is interesting, sir. It is not something I ever thought of." The teacher replies, "You must have heard these wise words. Know thyself as one of the principles of self training. This is very important because we are always looking outwards and outside, but we do not give more importance to ourselves on the inside. Because many times I want to do this, I want to do that, you see all, but sometimes you should take to look after your own self also. You have heard of this word quality time? You should spend quality time with friends, spending quality time with family. Have you heard of that? Can you spend quality time with yourself? But we rarely, no, we are in a hurry, no. I want to do this next, this next. Even if you want to watch your favorite episode, you're very much in a hurry. What's going to happen in the next episode? Next, no, I know somebody told me what's going to happen 10 episodes later. So your mind is there only. What is happening in that? You're missing the joy of actually sitting and experiencing that quality time. This is what the teacher is saying. He's saying it's very important because we are always looking outwards and outside, but we do not give more importance to ourselves on the inside. If the outside is a vast field to learn from, the same way it is necessary to understand everything about our own personality on the inside too. The student immediately asks, "Sir, how is the great field that is outside so vast, so great? How is that field equal to our tiny personality?" The teacher replies, "See, we are part of this great universe. Though apart, we are also complete, like the whole of nature that is outside us. If you look at an ant is complete or not? Looking at an ant, it's got all its features, its movement, it sends what they call pheromones, it communicates with other ants, it does remarkable stuff, it lifts so heavy weights, all of it, isn't it? Though so tiny yet so complete, like that, we too are complete. We are part of this nature, and just like nature, we are also perfect. My friend used to stammer a lot, and he felt he's not going to do anything good. But he's now one of the biggest doctors in the world. He's doing good cancer research. But earlier he was stammering. But however he learned to work, isn't it? And however he was only capable of becoming that. He did not suddenly say, I'm not like this, so I am going to be useless, or I did not get this, I am like this. He understood that I need to work on myself, understand my personality. He understood his personality, and that's why he grew. The teacher says, "See, we are part of this great universe. Though apart, we're also complete, like the whole of nature that's outside us." And the student says, "Kindly explain, sir. Kindly explain clearly, sir." The teacher says, first of all, you all have to be aware about yourself. Suppose you are roaming on a cricket ground and suddenly a ball comes to you when you are unaware. What happens? Anybody? Say you're going in a park. You're just in what we call la la land, happy. And suddenly, yes, Rennie,
You try to dodge it.
you try to dodge it.
Reflexes.
Yes, but if you're not aware, can you dodge it? No, isn't it? That is what happened to me. I was very young, probably in fifth class or sixth class. I was going very happily to the park. I was not looking properly everywhere. And while I was walking from nowhere, a ball came and hit me. Then I remember crying out so loud, and the entire time I was just crying. My park's visit that day was only like a practice session for crying for me. Nothing good came out of that. But why it happened? Because I was not aware, isn't it? If I was aware, I could have probably moved. So many times, you see, sometimes children go to different stadiums and watch games live. There's a very powerful video of a father. He's just eating his food and he's still aware. A ball comes from nowhere with full speed. He correctly stops it right in front of the face of his child. How is that? And everybody, he becomes famous in all the news that he's a superhero because what he has done is unbelievable. So, was it a superpower? What he did to stop? Did he come from another planet like Krypton or Krypton somewhere else? How did he stop it? Anybody? Yes, Vinny. How do you think he stopped it then?
Reflexes?
Reflexes, but of being aware, isn't it? He was aware. We all have a reflex action. Reflex action is what we can say sometimes it happens naturally, no? But for that also, some awareness is required. If he was just, wow, what a sandwich I am eating, he would not look at his son. He could not have, his son would have got hurt. So something like that. All right, let's continue. So he's enjoying it, but he's also aware. So there is something about being aware. When you're unaware, you get hit. This is a principle of life also. What happens then? When a ball suddenly comes to you when you are unaware. You get hurt, isn't it? But if at such a moment you are aware and alert, you get out of the range, dodge the ball, and save yourself from getting hurt. And students say, yes, sir. The teacher goes on. He says, and further understand this. Our small being is also a complete universe in itself, a part of the universe. And to become a champion, we must know ourselves better first. Student says, sir, some details about this, please. Every time the teacher speaks something about philosophy, it becomes very abstract. I want more clearly, please. The teacher says, see, our body is made up of five elements, five senses of action, five senses of wisdom, mind, intellect, and ego. And beyond all that is energy. Now, is it understandable? Or it's too much data to process? We're made of five elements, are we? That much we are sure. Water, it's there. Fire, we all feel that fire in our bellies when we are hungry. Then wind is moving in and out, isn't it? Yeah. What other element is there? Ether, or what we call what we can say space, isn't it? Our body is full of intercellular air spaces, isn't it? Inside of the cells. Without that, the cells are not going to be what we can say sustaining. And also, there's the earth element inside of us. So, yes, five senses are there. But beyond all is that energy, is what the teacher says. And the student immediately says, how can we understand, sir? The teacher says, when we travel outside, our eyes tell us about a bad road. And then we change our route and use a smoother road. Now, though we have eyes, if we, without noticing, take the bad road, what will happen? Yes, Vishwa, what do you think will happen? You are on the road, you do not see the road properly. You know there is this, if I go right, there is a good road. If I go left, there is a bad road. But you don't see right or left and you go left, what will happen?
Uh, it will be um, accident.
Yeah, accident can happen or it will be a bumpy road. No, it will not be fun going on that road because it's not a nice road. It's not a smooth road. So you might have hurdles or that road might get blocked. You have to again turn and go back on another road. So something like that. If you have to be aware. So how do you get aware? First you see with your eyes. Your concentration is there. Many times you are looking at one direction, another side you should know. You should be aware what is happening around you as well. That is something. The same way, if we are alert, we can sense from the atmosphere that it's going to rain and then take proper care to carry an umbrella with us. That much we can do or not. Anybody can identify it's going to rain or not. without looking at your apps? Yes, Vishwa? Reni? Without looking at the apps, can you tell if it's going to rain or not sometimes?
Sometimes I just feel it.
Faint,
Hopes that it
very,
will.
very faint. Okay. In our village, there's one old man, okay? He he looks at the sky and he's able to tell when it's going to rain. One day I saw dark clouds and I said, "Ah, it's going to rain." He said, "No, these clouds will go away soon." I was not sure. I said, "How can you say?" No, no, watch. And he was correct. The rain clouds came, but they quickly went away also. We didn't have rain. And another time he just saw one black cloud and he said it's going to rain. So what do you think? He's having magic? Looking at the sky and telling, yes, Vishwa, is it magic?
No, sir.
Then how is he saying?
Um, experience.
Wonderful, absolutely. Experience and awareness. He's aware, he's looking at it, and he's got so much experience over the years that he can understand. We can sense the atmosphere. When you go and meet your friend Vishwa, you can sense or not, is your friend in a good mood or bad mood?
Say
You cannot sense. But Dhanur, what about Dhanur? If Dhanur is angry or irritated, when you go and say hi or you speak to Dhanur, you understand, no?
yes.
How is it? Because you are observing Dhanur closely for many years, no? He's your brother and you are able to understand him. Just like that, if you understand, you will be able to understand your friends also. Yeah, acha, now this person is going to get angry. Better wait for some time and then have a conversation. It makes a lot of difference if you're able to sense things. That is important. By becoming aware, students say, okay, sir. Teacher says, when we eat, we must be aware of what we eat. We must ensure that it's nutritious and also not just satisfying our sense of taste. You know, one friend of mine, his close friend when she was in college, she ate what we call a stapler pin. That stapler pin went into her throat. She was not looking what she's eating in the eatery from the roadside. She got something, and that stapler pin was inside. And she lost 1 year of college because after that she had to be admitted and then she had some operation had to be done. So many things. It was so difficult. So what is it? You should be aware of what you are eating, especially what is Dhanur eating right now. Be careful when you are eating. It shouldn't go inside. Whatever it is, should just. It's not food. Better not put it inside then. Anyway, let's continue. The student says, "Sir, we understand that awareness is important, but how? How can we understand about the elements and senses of action in detail?" The teacher says, "See, we as an individual can consider ourselves to be as vast as a vast field. The five elements are earth, fire, wind, water, and sky." What is the teacher saying? He said, imagine yourself, you are only like a vast field. Can you imagine you are like a field? Can you visualize it? Can you imagine? Yes, Reni, Dhanur, Vishwa. Can you imagine that you are like a playground, vast, big field? Can you? Reni, if you can, how can you? How can you justify it or how do you understand? How can you relate to yourself? Because field is huge, no? You go running in the field. But now you're saying you also are like a field, I can visualize it. So how do you visualize yourself to be so vast?
And then, like, you just sit, like, if you sit calm and then you just look inside yourself, hypothetically, and then you just feel everything around you. You feel like a
Wow. Yeah. It's like a whole world, no, inside. Inside of our body, we have what nervous system, digestive system, epithelial system. These are all different systems, all working continuously. You know what is the speed of reactions taking place inside your body? It's happening continuously. These nerve impulses are traveling. There's an electric current moving around, and it's moving at quantum speed. So fast, so quickly. It's all what we can say wondrous. That is what our human body is. So the teacher said, imagine yourselves to be a vast field. The five elements are earth, fire, wind, water, and sky. They are present all across the universe. And we also communicate with the universe through our senses of wisdom: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin, and the sense organs, which enable us to perform the acts like seeing, listening, smelling, tasting, and touching. Also, there is another thing inside of us that we call mind. Hence, understanding our body and mind is of utmost importance. So, you see, as Rennie told, no, we can imagine there is a huge whole new world inside of us. It's unbelievable if you just see. Have you all studied biology? Something about biology? Yes. Rennie says yes. What about you, Vishwa?
No, sir.
Not yet. Afterwards. But you know, isn't it? You have a brain inside of the head. Brain is having what? Brain is covered with something, isn't it? The skull. So many different things. Our entire body is remarkable. Now, you see, you touch your right hand. Immediately, how do you know you're touching your right hand or your left hand? Because inside you have this channel. Connection is there. You're able to see so many things. You're able to hear so many things. When you eat food, you're able to digest that food. All these things are some beautiful systems inside of us. And then there is also mind. Can anybody tell me what is the best thing you have done with your mind? Using the mind, no? I think we all use our mind. My friend says the best thing he did, which I agree because I was also part with him, was we sneaked out of the school in our high school to eat a samosa and quickly got back after eating it. We were like, wow, we set up the biggest record. We even our security also could not stop us. Later on, I learned it was not the best thing, but that was what was important that time. So something like that with the mind. What is the best thing that you have done? Of course, I am not encouraging you to bend or break the rules. Yes, please. Anybody, can you think of something very nice that you have done with your mind or something unbelievable? It could be anything. Solving a maths problem, it could be absolutely anything. Drawing, painting, or giving a talk. Can you recollect anything? Vishwa, tell me one nice thing you have done with your mind, using your mind. Anything. Because you've had so many years, no? So many things you have seen, so many things. Small things also are no problem. Something nice. Can you think of using your mind? You need some time? We'll go to Rennie. I'll come back to you after asking Rennie. Yes, Rennie. Yes.
Sir, I started two cults.
You started?
Two cults.
You
Like
started
I'm
a
the
cult.
leader and two
You
of them.
became a cult
Yeah,
leader and you have
yeah,
followers. Okay, can I
yeah.
join your cult? What's the cult about?
Okay, sir. So the first one is for a select people, but the second one is open to everyone. You can join it.
Okay, so one is out of bounds. Second one, what is it? What is the second one that is public?
It's called Bad Bad Oranges.
Bad, bad
But we
oranges.
don't have, yeah, but we don't have a specific agenda for the cult. So all the followers are just sitting there, and I'm also just sitting there.
So that's the best thing you've done. You have formed it with your mind, but no agenda. Some agenda must
Yes,
be there. No, you have formed. Your agenda is no agenda, is
We're
it?
trying.
Huh?
No, we're trying to find one. We're trying to find one.
You are trying to find one. So maybe
Yeah.
mind will have to be put to more action.
Yeah.
All right, but why bad oranges?
No. I just don't know. I just chose it.
Okay, you just chose it out of some sudden, what we can say,
Yeah.
spark. All
Yeah.
right,
But
but
like
very
if
interesting.
yes.
Yes. Okay. Bad oranges also have their use. There's a friend of mine who is doing food biotechnology. She's got a PhD. If she comes, she might give a lecture for 1 hour on what good things can be done from bad oranges. But anyway,
So but we're bad oranges instead of S there are three Z's for some reason.
okay. So fine, that's nice. That's interesting. Good. So this is something our mind can help us put so many things you can it and as you make it sharper and faster, you can do constructive works. Great works can be done. Some things which can bring about good change in the world. Now everybody is putting their mind together to bring about a great transformation in the city only right now in Pondicherry. We are trying to make a difference and clean up the beach. It looks simple, isn't it? We know it has to be clean, but nobody is cleaning it, and everybody is putting more and more. Normally, one mind would get disturbed, isn't it? Ki, oh no, what can I do? I'm so small. But children are there, and one small child said, will you be continuing this next year also in January? Said, why? Because I'm going to go on vacation. When I come back, will you still be there? I want to come and clean. Yes, Zanur wants to say something. Or Vishwa.
No, sir.
No, okay, you raised your hand, no? So I thought so. So anyway, but Vishwa, did you think of something you have done with your mind? Rini talked about how she formed a group,
Yes,
which
sir.
she's calling a cult. We'll see Rini maybe 10 years down the line, international cult leader of bad oranges maybe. We'll see how many of them join from the world. Yes, Vishwa, what is it you are telling me? Something you did with your mind.
Project about email.
You made a project about email. So you really enjoyed it. You tried to understand it with your mind, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, that is the thing. That is how mind has to be put to use. If you don't put to use, what happens? It goes just like that, isn't it? Time goes waste. Instead, that is why, like our body, mind, both are important. So we should take good care of both of them. The student says, yes, sir. By becoming aware of the five elements, five senses of working and action, and five senses of wisdom, and above that, the mind. The teacher says, yes. And now you understand that we as humans also are a part of this universe. We are a part of this creation. The creator, though aloof, is present in this creation, as nature is nothing but the consciousness, which we call the executive power of the universe. Meaning what? There is a, that we are all connected, all of us. Now we are connected through internet, but even without this, we are still connected. That is something in nature. Little actions. Has anybody heard of butterfly effect? It's a very interesting phenomenon. Has anybody heard of it?
Sir, I've
Yes?
heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
All right. So, as the name suggests, it is butterfly, no? Butterfly, have you heard of butterfly, Dhanur and Vishwa? Yes?
Yes, sir.
What do butterflies do?
Butterfly will bring honey.
Yeah, they have a what we call proboscis, they go to flowers, they collect honey, nectar, they take it, and that nourishes them, isn't it? They have wings, butterflies have wings. Are they like eagle's wings? Very powerful, big, or
No,
they are very soft? Very soft, isn't it?
stop.
Yeah, so what can a butterfly's wing make a big change somewhere else with the power of butterfly's wing? No, isn't it? Can you move a, say, you have kept a small candle. Can a butterfly's wings flap and make that candle suddenly turn off? Yes, Vishwa?
Sir,
You understood my question?
no, sir.
Okay, because I think you were a little bit not concentrating. So we'll come back now. So, you know a candle, right? There's a flame. Can a wing of butterfly generate so much power that a flame can be turned off?
No,
No, isn't it? But you know what butterfly effect is? The flapping of the wings of a butterfly can cause a change in air current. Air currents. How is it possible? When we know that a single candle cannot be turned off by the flapping of butterfly's wings. Because it happens in nature, several thousands and thousands of butterfly when in a right season, no, they start migrating, they start flapping their wings. So many butterflies flapping their wings, they result in change of current, air pattern changes, and as it goes on, because nature is connected, isn't it? Across the world, elsewhere it is causing a change. Or there's another term called domino effect. If you arrange dominoes one after the other cards, you push one card, what will happen? One after the other, all cards fall down, isn't it? Because they are connected together. And that is how we are also connected in nature. That's what the teacher is telling. And he's calling it what? He's calling it something called consciousness. It's a big word. It's okay. You don't have to understand the full meaning of this word, but just remember this word. There is something called consciousness, and that is present where? In all living beings. And that is what is connecting all of us. Let's continue. The student says, oh, it's clear. But even then, we see separateness in one and every individual, isn't it? The student says, sir, you are saying there is oneness everywhere. But look, there is a difference. I am wearing white colored dress. I am wearing pink colored dress. I am wearing green colored dress. People are wearing different colored dress. People are having different hairstyles. People are having different tastes. Somebody likes math. Somebody does not like math. Somebody likes physics. Somebody does not like it. So each person is different. And then the teacher says, yes, that's the main thing. Inside every individual, irrespective of any such discrimination, there is the presence of the Creator. An immortal energy resides in this mortal body. Whoever understands this is a wise knower, and such a person feels the equality in all living things and understands this ultimate truth. So, what does the teacher say? See, on the outside, we are different. But can we say you are only having a heart, I don't have a heart? We all have hearts or not? All of us have hearts. You have two eyes. How many eyes do I have got? How many eyes have I got? Two, isn't it? Dhanur is right. He's given the indication. Two. I have two hands. I'm not an octopus. Otherwise, I'll have so many, hands and legs. But all human beings, we may be different little bit on the outside. But on the inside, we are one. So, should we discriminate among people? This person is fair, this person is dark. Can we make such discriminations? Is it really different? Are people really different based on their? No, no, today you are not my friend because you are wearing yellow colored t-shirt. If you wear green colored t-shirt, you are my friend. Can we say like that? Yes, Rini, you're adding something? Hello. Yeah, can you hear me? Can we say there's a difference in people based on the appearance? Can we say that? We should discriminate people because this person is wearing this t-shirt, this person is not my friend. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We should never think because just because somebody is wearing a particular branded t-shirt, that person doesn't become more cool. Or somebody is not wearing it becomes less cool. So these kind of little things of discrimination, we should understand that is silly. That is because we are not aware. But when you become aware, you understand that all are one. There's no greater or lesser among all. Whoever understands this is the wise Noah, and such a person feels the equality in all living things and understands this ultimate truth. Okay, this is actually how champions are born when they understand that equality. When they don't understand, they can't become champions. As simple as that. Student says, but how, sir? The teacher says he understands that just like the velocity of the wind in the center of the storm is zero, behind all chaos and activity, behind the play of forces of the universe, there's a silent, supreme orderliness. So, my question is, have you anytime seen a storm? Have you seen a cyclone or have you seen on TV or somewhere? Can someone describe what a cyclone is? What is a cyclone? What happens in a cyclone? Anybody?
And it's like when there's a high pressure area and a low pressure area, there's hot air at the top and the cold air sinks and it keeps moving, creating a circular arc.
Yeah,
That's a cyclone.
yeah, that's a cyclone, isn't it? So sometimes there are, great tornadoes which move at very high speeds, several hundred kilometers per hour. But does anybody know what is the speed at the center of the storm? They call it the eye of the storm. Anybody? Yeah? You will not believe. Later on, when you learn physics, you will find out. It will be surprised. A storm which is traveling at 500 kilometers per hour speed. The eye of the storm, the speed is near to zero. Yes, Vishwa, can you believe it?
No, sir.
No, isn't it? Do you think I'm telling the truth? A cyclone which is going at 500 kilometers per hour, but inside, in the eye of the cyclone, center of the cyclone, the speed is near zero. Is it possible? No, isn't it? Vishwa says no. What about you, Rini? Yes, Rini? Well, actually, when you learn physics, you will understand how forces get balanced. It is really true. It is like that. In the eye of the storm, the velocity is as close to zero as possible. There is a silent, supreme orderliness behind all the play of forces in nature. Sometimes we see, sometimes we see a lot of these forces, but on the inside it's different. Hence, those who understand this truth are not burned by the flames of passion. Such a person, the greatest status is certainly assured. Somebody who can stay calm, irrespective of the situation. If someone cracks a joke, what happens immediately? We start laughing, isn't it? In reaction. Oh, he cracked a joke. But if you can keep quiet, even if somebody is cracking a joke, why does a person crack a joke? To disturb only, no? Yes or no, Vishwa? Huh? When your friend, your neighbor, your brother, when they crack a joke, why do they crack jokes? Sometimes if you are studying at that time, it's for disturbing, isn't it? That time also, if you can remain calm, then you are going to be free. Otherwise, you will be caught. You will be caught in action and reaction. I used to crack jokes when I was in school, but I had a good tendency after cracking a joke, I would keep a straight face, and my friend would get caught. Then one day he got angry, he got a complaint to the teacher saying, all the time. Sushruth only is cracking jokes. You are scolding only me. This is the real culprit. Then I got a nice name. The teacher called me silent killer, and that I remember that eighth class of mine. I used to always get punishment afterwards. So that is what we can say. It said you should not use your calmness for other aspects. But if you are calm, you're not going to be disturbed. Otherwise, if you lose your calm, people will disturb you. You might be doing some wonderful work. Suddenly, somebody will come and disturb you, will lose your flow. So, this is something. Somebody who is able to remain calm, understand that behind the play of forces in the universe, there is a supreme orderliness. Such a person is going to be free from these flames of passion also, and they are going to become the best. So, we look at 3 points today. Points to remember. Number one, remain conscious at all times, meaning remain aware at all times. Number two, become aware of your senses. Your mind is growing, so is your body, so you should be aware of all of it. And then number three, nature is nothing but the executive power of consciousness. We all told you, isn't we all told this? I mean, the book, the teacher had told, isn't it, that there is consciousness, something which is connecting, which you can learn. You can learn from nature. A lot of things can be learned. Well, that is something which we should understand. So, with this, we are ready to complete. Can somebody summarize? We start with Vishwa. Vishwa, can you tell me anything you learned today? Any point? And then Dhanur will tell one point after you.
We learn about
Any point.
we learn
Yes,
uh,
good.
you told that we cannot say that uh,
We cannot say.
the mark that we will get.
Yeah, yeah. No, last word I didn't hear you. Sorry. Please repeat.
Sir, you told we cannot say, we cannot predict that uh, we cannot say that we will get how many marks.
We cannot be sure of, means we should not have expectations only while doing action, isn't it? That was one point. All right. That is true. Another thing we learnt about, we have something called mind, which has to be developed. How can you develop? By becoming aware. All right. Rennie, can you add something? Anything else? After which we conclude.
We shouldn't treat anyone differently because we're all the same on the inside.
Yes, beautiful. That's a very important point. Just because of language, just because of outer aspects, just because of a choice, a color of dress, or color of skin, or color of anything that way. Why should we discriminate among anybody? Because if you want to grow, if you want to become wise, that is the way. Wise people never discriminate. And that is why they become great, because they see oneness. And when they see oneness, they are supported by everybody as well. So, with this, we are going to conclude. So, let's close our eyes for 2 minutes and then we'll nicely rub our palms after that. All right, one, two, three. Okay, now without opening your eyes, let's rub our palms nicely. All right then. So we'll continue. We'll continue. Next session would be on, should we keep it Thursday? Yes, Rini and Vishwa, what do you think? When is the next session? Should we keep it tomorrow or you want it day after tomorrow?
Tomorrow itself, sir.
Okay, Vishwa and Dhanun. Rini, you are also on board? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
All right, fine. So let's continue, conclude. Okay, bye.